Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is Anastasia here with this week's Teen Mom Recap. In this episode of Young and Pregnant, we start with Kaya. She is planning to go see Xavion every 2 weeks in jail. Tiaja refuses to go even when Kaya says that Xavion wants to meet her for some reason. It's immature, but I almost don't blame her solely because of how incredibly awkward that little family reunion would be. Jacob and Rachel broke up after Drew came that day. Now Drew wants her back, and so the passing back and forth of Rachel like she's an old bag of chips continues on. She's afraid of being a single mom and hopes that Jacob will come back to her. But she did spend the night with Drew to get back at Jacob. Her mom Stephanie is just sitting there chewing her fries while she's hearing about her daughter's hoe antics. No reaction on her face. Finally, she kind of jolts up like, "Oh yeah, I'm her mom, aren't I?" And she says, "I don't want you with either one of them. I'm tired of these losers." Mallory's paternity test comes back and the baby is Lane's, which is not the answer anyone wanted. So Mallory isn't going to give custody up to her mom, which she's probably disappointed by. She plans to let Lane see the baby too. Rachel sees this and thinks if she does a test, she'll never get Jacob back. Like getting Jacob back would be some kind of life accomplishment. You could put some Little Debbie brownies out on a plate in front of your door and Jacob would probably come back. Ashley goes to a therapist, thank God. The therapist basically tells her to set stricter boundaries because Bar is in denial about their non-relationship. Brianna's bipolar baby dad must have gotten into a fight with this girl because he's once again back to saying his girlfriend made him say all that mean stuff to Brianna, and no, he really wants to be involved. When's Brayson's birthday? What is he like? Oh my god, these people are whack! She's sick of this and all the drama they're dragging her into. Kayla sets up another meeting with Stefan and he's a no-show yet again. She calls him and he says he overslept, he just got back from a flight yesterday, give me a break. No, give me a break. Acting like he was on some cross-country flight. Man, shut up. Illinois to Orlando wasn't even a 3-hour flight. Stefan keeps saying, "What, you want me to give up custody? You want me to give up custody? Is that what you want?" Almost like he just cannot wait for her to say yes. He's kind of just placing that way out there like, "Kayla, please give me a way out here where I can have my responsibilities, but have you still look like the bad guy." Props to her for leaving the room with Isaiah in it before she starts yelling at Stefan. She yells, "Don't get at me for being a mom because I take care of him all by myself. You keep yourself away, not me." He says, "If you're not going to talk to me respectful, then hang up." What has he done to earn any morsel of respect? That's number one. And number two, he sure doesn't respect her in the first place. Stefan is garbage. Quite possibly the worst dad on this show. Normally, Rachel says she would be going back and forth between two boys, but now she just wants to be either single or have Jacob. I like how she acts like that's the old Rachel. Like, literally 2 days ago she was sleeping with Drew again. But that's the old me. Stephanie claimed on camera to want to have her with neither Jacob nor Drew, but according to Rachel off camera, she really wants her with Drew. I guess she figures Rachel can't actually be single for more than 10 seconds, so she might as well pick the less ugly one. Her friends think Rachel and Drew fought too much, and Rachel admits she only stayed with Drew out of boredom. I'm sure you can find someone else who will tell you fascinating stories when you smoke weed together. Kaya goes with Tiaja and a cousin to get Amor's ears pierced. For a second I thought, have I misgendered this baby the whole time? Is it a girl? But no, Amor is a boy. I have never heard of piercing a baby boy's ears that young, but you do you, I guess. At least he won't do it 13 years later, laughing with his friends in the boys' locker room, sticking a dirty thumbtack in there. While they're in the car about to walk in, Kaya gets news that her friend, possibly her old fling, got shot. Loving and supportive Tiaja's response is, "Are you saying you hung out with him?" Even though it was way before they were together, they get into this big fight that makes me glad that they're not currently driving because Kaya seems like the "I'll swerve into traffic and kill us all if you don't shut up" type of girl. Kaya says Tiaja was talking to other girls when she herself was talking to that guy. It's just a big fight about old flings and who was doing what when. They're just sitting parked at the piercing place arguing instead of going inside. The poor cousin in the back looks like he'd pierce himself in the eyeball to get out of this conversation. Brianna's baby dad has been asking how his son was doing, and Brianna is mad he's calling him "my son," without ever having worked up to that status. Both him and the girl give her bad vibes, and she wants more for Brayson than the whack job that is his dad. Ashley is trying to have more strict boundaries and only sees Bar for drop-offs and pickups of Holly. One of these pickups, Bar takes Holly to the local tattoo parlor. At first he's sad he's about to get a face tattoo in front of her, but then the logic wears off, and the drugs kick in, and he's like, nah, she won't remember it anyway. But she will probably see clips of it online one day. Bar isn't a heavily tatted guy, so the fact he's choosing to go right in and get a face tattoo is highly questionable. It's not like he has a job to fall back on. He just made everything 200 times harder on himself to ever get one now. It's almost like he did it as an excuse, like, haha, can't get a job now. No matter what I do, it's not my lack of education or my criminal record. It's the face tats. Let me voluntarily make myself unhireable. And this is what he gets. With Holly jumping all over him while he gets his tattoo, he gets Norm YR474 on his face, like a second set of ugly eyebrows. Norm is the name of his friend who passed away, which I'm not against memorial tattoos, but on your face? I bet Norm would probably slap you and call you a dumbass if he was here right now. YR474, Barr says, is his district? His district? Is this the Hunger Games? I don't live in California, but I'm pretty sure districts have names and not numbers, like Orange County. Then I thought maybe he's talking about area codes, like for your phone. I've seen a lot of morons tat area codes on themselves in my area. But 474 is the area code for Saskatchewan, Canada, which I get the feeling Barr cannot spell, much less ever lived in. So 474, it's up in the air. I really don't know. Barr says the only reason he didn't get this earlier is because Ashley wouldn't have liked it. Was this like his pathetic revenge? You're not with me anymore, so I'm gonna tattoo my face. See how you like that? I'm just gonna say it. This is the worst teen mom tattoo. Yes, worse than Amber's belly portrait of Leah and worse than Macy's back cupcakes. Barr even knows that Shen's gonna shit bricks when she sees it because her, quote, sexy-ass son has been defaced, I guess. Drew actually has continued seeing Hazley even when Rachel stops hooking up with him, which is a pleasant surprise to us all. He's just glad to see Hazley when he does. She pukes on him though, and he doesn't even get mad. Maybe Hazley was testing that theory a little bit. But hey, Drew's in Rachel's trailer right now, so he's obviously used to being around dirtiness. Rachel herself is letting him see her because her own dad wasn't around. Ashley gets her nails done. She has seen Barr's ugly-ass face banners, as she calls them, and all it did was make her secure in her decision to leave him. She's going on vacation again, this time only giving Barr the phone number to an app, which she can delete at any time if he wants to blow her up again. Pastor T asks Ashley if she has a little chocolate drop floating around, which I'm assuming means Ashley has like a man or a guy that she's talking to, but it also sounds like Ashley pooped somewhere in the house and Pastor T can't find it. Chocolate drop floating around. Her big goofy smile, by the way, pretty much says yes. Brayson's dad has changed his mind yet again and says Brayson can message him when he's older. Oh my god, these people are exhausting. Brianna doesn't see the benefit of continuing with this. He doesn't work, so there's no child support to be had. And at that mention, you can see Jessica immediately lose all interest as well. Kaya finally walks inside and gets the baby's ears pierced. Tiaja never came in, and then they both drive home. Tiaja apologizes, and Kaya says, "Do not speak on me getting pregnant and having a baby when I did not do shit wrong." Well, it's kind of hard to see, but I think Kaya either like smacks Tiaja out of her face and says, "Get out of my face," or maybe she just kind of shooed her away. But Tiaja did not like that, whatever it was, and walks away mumbling and cursing. And that's all for this episode of Teen Mom Young and Pregnant. What do you think of Barr's face tattoos? Do you think Rachel is kind of gross? How long until Kaya and Tiaja break up? Make sure to leave a comment down below. Subscribe for Teen Mom recaps every week. Also, I'm pretty sure that they're not airing new episodes next week or the week after that because it's Christmas Eve and then it's New Year's Eve. So there's probably going to be a little hiatus for a couple weeks, and I will be back making videos in January, so stay tuned.